Hi everyone, this is Karen with Over the Artsy Moon, and I thought we could do a little bit of painting on a record, a vinyl record. So what we're doing today is this look right here. Let me stop this. I'll just pull that off. Okay, so there we go. If you are watching, say hi. If you're on the replay, say hi as well. And let me know what you think about this idea. We're getting going with a few little ideas for Christmas and for the holidays. And I just thought this would be fun to paint on a vinyl record and to try it out. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure I can see any comments. And I probably will move myself out of the center of this vinyl. I went through my records and found my old stuff and found stuff I had when I was much younger. I probably got it at a resale or something like that. So this is just a regular vinyl record, and I am going to go ahead and do some gesso on it. So this is Liquitex Professional Gesso. It's white. This, for my purposes, is probably going to work better than clear because I want to have a white background to go with this one. And sometimes I know this might get a little hard to look at, so I'm going to take that off and I'll put it on every once in a while. So I did try it with a black on the background, and that's what this looked like. Okay, but then we're going to do something like this for the front. So if you've ever painted on a record before, let me know. I've got, here's my brushes. We're going to use all kinds of brushes to get this look, and I'll just bring this over while I'm talking about the brushes. I've got a 1-inch flat, a medium round. This one is about an 8 or a 10. I've got a liner brush. I've got an angle brush. This one's fairly small, number 5. I don't think I'll need this flat brush. I'll just put this on the side. If you can hear me okay, say hi. And then this is a small fan brush. This is a, what is this one? I can't read it. It's fairly small though. It's on the smaller side. And then this one, we've got a filbert brush, a number 9. Okay, so those are the brushes. The large flat is what we're going to use right now. And then I've got the filbert, fan, liner, angle, and round. All right, whatever sizes you have, just try it out. And of course, you don't have to put this on a record, but it is kind of fun to try something different. Okay, so I just wanted to let everybody know I'm going to get my brush wet. I wanted to let you know that the Artsy Moon Paint Club is now open for new members. And if you are interested in joining, we have a special offer for you, an early bird special. What did I do with it? Oh, there you are, Mr. Nutcracker. Here's my jolly Nutcracker. Here's what he looks like if you join the club by Thursday, or I think it's Thursday. Anyway, it's November 9th. You will get him in your Kajabi library, in your library of paintings, and he's really cute, and he might look detailed and difficult to do, but I take you step by step through the process, and then it makes it really easy to paint. So if you need any information about that, let me know. And so I just filled in the middle with the gesso, and then I'm going around these curves. All right, I'm just gonna go around, and I don't have to be super neat here because I'm gonna stop this for a second. It is fairly textured, and so it won't matter if I have some bumps and ridges on here from the gesso. So it's just gonna give us some tooth when we start painting. It'll have something to grip onto. So the club is open now, and when you're in the club, you get at least 2 new paintings every month. You get the supply list, the tracers. You get the tracers in several different sizes. If it's a canvas, you get 8.5 by 11, 11 by 14, and 16 by 20. And you also get the JPEG, so if you want a different size, you can resize it to some other size. And then if you are picking out one of the designs to paint that's one of the door hangers, I offer those in 12, 14, 16, and 18-inch rounds. So for those tracers. And then also you would get the JPEG for that as well. So if you're just coming on, we are painting this fun, festive record player, and it's kind of fun. I'm going to show you how to do the whole thing. It is one of my membership pieces. but I think I did it a little bit differently in the membership. So some of my members who are coming on, you might have seen it looking a little different. Let me see if I have it right here. I think I did it like this in the membership. So it's a little different with some red berries. So really you could go to town and do it any way that you'd like. Thanks, Lynn. She says, I love this painting. While this part is already almost dry, I'm just going to add a little heavier coat of gesso in the middle there. And you could leave some of these details showing. I just thought I might as well do that. And then if you didn't see what this one looked like on the other side, that's what I did for this one. So I didn't quite like the black as much as the regular, the white base. And so I'm going to show you how to do that. So if you have any questions for me about this painting or anything else about the club, let me know. The colors I'm going to use here are Deco Art Raw Umber. It could be any dark brown. I'm going to use metallic gold. This is 24K gold, Deco Art Extreme Sheen. And I just grabbed a bunch of greens and an aqua in here. So just grab whatever you have to do this. It is kind of fun, right? If you know a place to find old records, let Lynn know. I have a resale shop in my neighborhood. Plus I had them all from when I went home to visit my mom the last time. She's like, are you going to take these records? Because they are, I got a little hair that fell off here. Okay, there we go. She's like, are you going to clean up your mess here? Basically, take your stuff with you. So I had a car and I was able to, while I'm talking, I'm going to do the white real quick. And then I'll tell you about the rest of the colors. Goodness gracious. Okay, white paint. And she said, so take your stuff. And that's where I got mine. But anybody else, let us know where you get your records if you get them. But I bet it would be kind of a fun thing if you were doing a paint party or a girls' night or something like that. It would be very fun to paint together, don't you think? Yeah, Sherry, just make sure you put that gesso on there, and you can see, I'll stop this. You can see what it looks like if you just saw it stationary. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead with my white, and I'm also going to put some of that dark brown on here as well. So we're going to make it look a little bit like there's a bit of a burnt umber, or I guess it's raw umber, a little bit of a rustic wood element to it. I guess I'm going to need more white paint. This is really soaking up the paint. But before I go too far, I'm going to go ahead and get some of that raw umber in here. I'm so used to using burnt umber. That's what I always say. Gesso, Becky, gesso is something that if your canvas is not treated or the wood that you're painting on, or in this case, the record, you can use gesso in order to give your base coat, like a base coat. A primer is what you could use also. You could also use stain on wood. But some canvases don't come with the gesso. Most do if you buy them from Michael's or Hobby Lobby or any of those places. So just keep that in mind. I'm just going to add a little more white here so I can blend in that raw umber. So I've just got a little bit on my brush, and I'm not going to be super duper neat or anything. I'm just going to put some on there and blend it while it is still wet. But I put a little bit too much there, so I'm going to take that off, grab a little more white, and blend that back up here. Just depends on the look that you're going for. So I will slow down just a bit so I can pull this around and then just work my brush in that circle. I know this might get a little hard to look at, so I'm going to take that off. Every once in a while, I will put that back on. Sure, Becky, no problem. And then you can just go ahead. If you can go fast, you can do bigger areas, but there's no reason you have to go fast. You can go more slowly, but I don't want you to get bored and and lose interest. So we're going to go ahead and just get this background done. Then I'll tell you more about the colors. And if there's anybody watching who's in my membership, say hi. Tell us what your favorite painting was. There's over, I'd say, like 110 paintings already in the club, maybe more. Every month I add a couple new ones. So it starts to build up, but that doesn't mean that you have to paint them all. You can just pick and choose what you're interested in painting and then go from there. So you might not like this one, but maybe you would like a different one. You know, there's the people in my club who like the cute paintings, and then there's people who like more of the pretty, and then there's people who like both of them. So it's really up to you. Hey, Michelle, nice to see you. Hi, Kathy. Kathy's in my membership. I was just asking, what's your favorite painting if you were in my club, Kathy? Sorry to put you on the spot. Do you have a favorite one that you've done? Let me know. Right now we are painting on a vinyl record. Has anybody ever painted on a vinyl record? Let me know. And do you have any suggestions that I might have missed? I think in order to do this, like if you're gonna, you'd have to drill a hole or something in order to hang it, but I don't know. It's just for fun, and why not find another painting surface that works, right? Let's see. Linda says, I love being a member because there's so many cute designs to choose from. Can't wait to do the nutcracker. Yes, that nutcracker is so cute, and it is, what did I do with it? I just had it, you guys. What did I do with the nutcracker? How could he disappear? He is behind me. Let me pull this down, and then let me see if I can go up. So you can see him up there. You see the nutcracker there? He is going to be offered as an early bird if you join the club by November 9th. Okay, so I'd love to have you in the club. We are such a fun group, and we all are super nice and kind to each other. That's the rule. We don't have any mean people. And Mercedes, you were saying someone just threw out a bunch of records in your apartment, and your husband took them for his brother who's a DJ. You might have to just keep a couple of those if you can get a couple back that he doesn't want. Oh, the farmhouse blooms. Oh, those were so pretty. The purple ones, right, Kathy? Very good. All right. Yeah, that is a pretty one for sure. That one was super popular. I did a workshop on that last spring. And I've got one going on right now. We're almost done. We're on we just finished day 1 or day 2, and we're on day 3 tomorrow. All right, so just going to add a little bit more of that raw umber, and then we can let that dry. But I don't like it when it's a little messy like that, so I'm just going to pull these strokes in, and then I can decide if I want to add a little more white or just leave it as is. So it's just giving it more of a rustic look for that background. But a lot of it, as you can see, is going to get covered up by the greenery and so on. Okay, so I think that's fine. Let me see, maybe just a tad more white on the outside. Yeah, gesso first, Ellen. I added, this is what I had on hand, Liquitex Professional Gesso. I don't think it matters if it's the professional or the basics. No, this one's professional too, sorry. But I think whatever you can find, it's not going to be super expensive, but it is a little bit of an investment. But then this bottle has been, I've had this forever. So let's see. Sherry says she loves all the gnomes. The most recent chicken painting. Yeah, that chicken painting is so fun, right? I just love that one too. I'm just going to go, I got my thumb on the edge there. So a little more right there. Okay, we'll start this. Does that bother you if it's going, you guys? It's pretty, but I don't want to make anybody sick from looking at it or anything. All right, what are you trying to make it look like? This right here, Michelle. That's what we're going to be doing, like a wreath. All right, so I will turn this over here, rocking around the Christmas tree. Yahoo! That's right, Teresa. Perfect. All right, so I cleaned off my brush, and then let me tell you more about these options for paints. Like I said, I just grabbed a bunch of green and one aqua, of course, because I cannot stand having it. So that's that color right here. And then, so you want to just find a dark green. This one is Folk Art Hunter Green. And then grab a bright green. This is Folk Art Bright Green. A Kelly green would work too. All right, and then, okay, I'll stop spinning. I'll just do it once in a while, Kathy. Thanks for letting me know. Hey, Marie. I'll just show, whenever I see a new person, I'll just show them what it looks like. You could put this on for a Christmas party or something like that, and it would be a lot of fun. All right, then I have like a citron color. This one is celery shoot, whatever you have that works. Something that's a light, but it's got a little bit of yellow, or you could mix your own and put a little bit of yellow in with your green. Yeah, Marie, we are just talking about this design, adding it to a record for a fun twist. And then I'm also talking about the membership. Marie is in the membership too. So I appreciate that. And then this one is Folk Art Turquoise. It is fun, right? We got to have some fun around here. And it would just be so cute to have playing in the background. And then, not that you could play it after you paint it, but you know. Do you guys have an idea? Could you put this, you know what you could do is have this as the center of a wreath. That would look really cool. I think that would be very fun. And so I'm going to let this dry. Let me just give it a start, and then I'll show you a few of the holiday paintings that I have coming up. And if you have any questions, let me know. Let me grab those. Okay. So I'd say that some of the most popular ones are like the snowman. Everybody seems to like the snowman. But there are some fun ones like this one. This is this kind of reminded me of Good Friday, or not Good Friday, Black Friday, where, you're going shopping until you drop, and then you could change the skin tone any way you want. Okay. Then there's different ones I have that are give you all kinds of techniques. Like you can see that knit technique. You can see the bokeh in the background. That one's kind of fun. And it's not hard to do. It's just a matter of figuring out how to do it. I have a nativity that's really nice for anybody who wants to do a nativity. And I'll show you one more right now. This one is kind of a fun one with a snowman who's a sandy snowman on the beach. So if you look at those details, you can see the layering in there. You get to know how to make those lights. And even if you haven't ever made ocean waves, you can get a lot of things. Yes, Judy, this is going to be this is going to be on replay for sure. Teresa says, I don't want to look like that on Black Friday. Why not? Shop till you drop. But maybe that would be too much. We are making a record, a design of a wreath on a record. And we're just using a variety of greens, whites, and then I'm going to put some of this gold in here. So if you ever use these metallic golds, give them a really good shake because they do tend to separate. And you need to always shake them in. Yeah, Judy, all I did so far was put some gesso down on the record, and then I let that dry, and then I did white paint, and I added a little bit of the raw umber to get those vintagey looking lines, and now we're just going to dry it off. You're welcome. Becky says, I love the snowman. I wanted to do it. I just have so many to get done from over the last year in the club. I am so glad that you're in the club, and I understand when you're busy, you just don't have time to do everything. So I don't expect anybody to do all of the painting designs. That would be absolutely impossible because there's so many. But having choices are good because then you can pick and choose what is interesting to you, what techniques you want to learn, or what appeals to you, because every single one is made for beginner painters, and you will do great. It's all step by step, and that's the easiest and fastest way to just become better at your painting in a fairly short amount of time. I've had people who joined like a year ago, and they are so good at their painting now. It just took a little time. I'm trying to figure out where to do. Normally I don't have this record player here, so I'm just gonna, let's see, I'm gonna put that like this. Okay. Hello, Joelle. How are you? And check this out. We are doing a record painting today. She says some nice battery operated candles will complement that for a centerpiece. That's a good idea. I like that. Ooh, a centerpiece with some greenery around it. That would be phenomenal, right? That's a great idea. Yeah, the bonus chicken from September's lunch is definitely in the membership, Teresa. The only difference is if you join and get that bonus painting, the Nutcracker, that one stays in your library. So if you try out the membership and say in 20 days you decide, nah, not for me, that's okay. No questions asked. You could leave at any time, and no hard feelings, because, you know, if it's not for you, it's not for you. But if you do leave after a month, it's still going to be in your library. But if you were a member from before, then you're still going to have access to it in the library. Okay, so I'm going to grab my angle brush, and I'm going to come into that raw umber. I just want to get that on my brush, and if it's wet at all, it may not show up. I'm going to just move these, you guys. I'm a little discombobulated with all this stuff. Maybe I should just take this off. I'll put this on for a second so anybody new coming in can see how cool that would be spinning around at a party, right? That would be fun. Okay, and then all you're going to do is find sort of the middle part. Oh, you know what I want to do first is stencil. All right, I don't have a stencil recommendation. I just found this stencil around. Somebody gave it to me, so I'm going to just do the stencil first in the middle. So that's going to be like this, all right? So before I go too far, I am just going to set this here, line that up with the middle, and I guess I do need a stencil brush. Get a stencil brush. So if you have don't have a stencil brush, use something with some stiff bristles, and then you just take some, you get it into those bristles, so you've got it nicely in there, and then you're going to just offload a little bit, okay? So you don't have as much paint, and then you can just come tap on top or do like a little swishing. All right. And you'll see how quickly this comes. I don't need it to be super duper dark or anything. I just want it to have a nice light coat. I'll give it a quick look before I move my hand. And there we go. All right, that's easy. And what I usually like to do with my stencils is, if I can, wipe them off with a baby wipe right away, because once that paint dries, it's harder to clean. So see how clean that is already. And then this is what it looks like, right? And if you came in late, there was, this was the record that I made to show you today that I kind of like better, but you could do it on black and just, you know, create to your heart's content. It's always fun to try out different things in possibilities. All right. Okay. So Kathy was in the Snow Happy this morning. She said, I did get the job offer. Let's all give Kathy some congratulations. That's fantastic, Kathy. So happy for you. Well, I hope you like it. I know you won't be able to maybe get to all the lives in the daytime, but at least, you know, that's a fabulous thing to hear. We always like good news, right? Anybody else have any good news they want to share with us? Okay, so I've got it on my brush, and then I'm just making like a loose circle. You can tell it's really sloppy. It makes no difference. Let's just add another layer here. Get a little bit more, and I'm using the shorter side toward me as I come around. Okay, and that is gonna make the longer bristles have to follow. Okay, so it could be a better circle, but it doesn't have to be. And then all I'm going to do is keep on adding little offshoots. So we're going to make a branch here. We're just going to make these every so often. Keep on reloading your brush and flatten it. And then you keep on going. All right, so you're just making a way to add some extra branches in here. And then what we'll do is just come with our brush and fill this in a bit. And you're going to say it looks really sloppy, and maybe it does, but if you just trust me on this, you'll see it all comes together in the end. Okay, the other way you could do this is to flick these out, and actually you got a little bit of a better look, but we're not going to really see this too much anyway. All right, so either way, if you want to practice pulling the brush toward the outside of the record, that's a way to do it. And if you're just popping on, this is what we're making, a festive holiday record. So you're just getting one layer here, and it's going to help the gold to show up. We're going to put the gold on top of this. So maybe we can pull these out a little bit extra long here. And did we get some answers about where to find your records? I think maybe ask friends. I bet if you asked friends, they would have them available for you. They probably want to get them off their hands too. Although I feel very nostalgic about my records. It's kind of fun to just put one on and listen to it. It's not the same sound, of course, but it's still okay. All right, then let's go ahead. Hi, April. Yeah, you know what? You could make a crown of thorns, Teresa, for sure, but we're going to keep on layering. We are making a record, painting, and secondhand bookstore would be good. Yeah, that's a good idea. Just depends what you have. You know, if you're in a rural area, you might not have a lot of options. And I'm sure you don't want to go buying a new record off of Amazon to to just paint over. So it's better if you can get a secondhand one somewhere. Okay, and now I'm just making a few more of these branches coming off. You can see it's sort of systematic. I just made them all the way around, and now I'm filling in between those two. You have a box in the closet. Perfect, April. It's kind of fun. Fun to use different materials. What's the strangest thing that you've ever painted on? Let me know. Maybe I don't want to know. No, we don't paint on your John Denver for sure. Okay, so that is good for that. And now I think I need to pour my gold. I want to get the gold down. The greens will be fine there. They've been sitting for a bit. I poured out all the greens, but I don't have my gold yet. A soup can. That's cool. Or a rock. Yes, I love it. Very nice, you guys. Okay, so same thing here. Let's switch our brush. What do I do with all my brushes? Here we go. Let's see. I could either keep going. I think I will switch. You know what? I wanted to use my fan brush. Okay, so this is a smallish fan brush. It does have these boar bristles, so it's kind of stiff and it's not going to move too much. It's not going to bend. Okay, yeah, Diane, we are doing this record, and I'm not going to spin it too much because it's hard to look at, but I wanted to, if I see a new person coming on, I'm going to just show you. So you could grab a little bit of that gold. Isn't that beautiful, that gold paint? And then I'm just going to pull it here so I can get it into those bristles a bit. And then all I'm going to do is pull and release. So you just pull and let go. But ideally, you're not going to cover up all of that brown underneath. But you can get a little bit and just see hints of your brown, hopefully. And then you could layer this any way you want. In the club, I gave you some directions, some other ideas for different kind of leaves and things to add to your mix. Yeah, so I would love to paint on a book sometime. I've thought about that. I have never done it though. Let's see. New here, trying to figure out if I want to join, but I've never watched you before so far. Loving it. Great. Thank you, Lisa. This is what we're doing. Basically, it will probably turn out differently. I always tell members, you know, I can't always make my stuff look identical to what I've painted in the past. So never feel like you have to paint exactly the same way. Of course, it's going to turn out a little differently. Of course, it's going to look different because it's a different painter. It's a different day. You know, a certain day you might be feeling, you know, like you have loose strokes, you're relaxed, and other days you just need to be super careful with your painting. And so it just depends. Okay. All right, let's do some green here. And we'll keep this brush, and I'm going to take a little bit of that dark green and a little bit of that brighter green. So I've got both on my brush, okay? So they might blend a little bit. I'm going to use the skinny edge first and just get some of that off. And I know it looks bad right now, okay? So just trust me on this. It is going to look good in the end. We're just going to pull and make some fans here. Just pull it out. If it ends up going farther in one spot, that's fine too. This one's hard to teach because people get nervous. They're thinking, oh, it looks ugly right now. And yeah, it does look ugly right now. I'm okay with that. This is like an ugly phase of the painting, but it's the layers. It's the layers that make it magical, that make it come to life. It's the last 10 minutes of class that you've taken. Maybe you've done a paint and sip. It's not unlike that. I might go into a few more details than you would get at a paint and sip. But the nice thing is you can pause it, you can rewind it, you can watch any of the over 100 painting tutorials at any time. They're pre-recorded, and I get right to business so you don't waste any of your time, and you can use them whenever it's convenient. So maybe you have a really busy life. You're working a lot, right? And you just have your weekends and you want to have painting time on the weekend. During the week, I would get everything, all your paint bottles out. If you need to go buy something, you can do that during the week on the way home or whatever. And then when you get to the weekend, it's all ready for you. You can just pull it out and start painting. So I went a little bit bigger here, so I'm just going to compensate for that over here with these guys. Okay, so all I'm doing is just pulling and making these strokes. All right. Oh, I just love hearing these nice comments. Kathy says she's an amazing teacher. Thank you, Linda. She says, looks good. Stick with me. It's going to look better. Okay. April says you would love her group. Her voice and suggestions are comforting, and her paintings are beautiful. She has so much patience, and it's just a magical place to be and paint. Well, it wouldn't be magical without you all in it. So I appreciate that. And it's just really nice to have you all here and chiming in and helping other people understand if this might be a good fit for them or not. And like I said, if you join and it's not for you, as long as you cancel before the month is up, then no problem and no bad feelings at all. No hard feelings. Just worth trying out. If it's something that appeals to you and you think you might like it. I've seen people, who have painted very little or not at all transform fairly quickly because they're using that step-by-step method, and then it's all for you in one place. You even get stuff like these photo directions. I know that's not for this one, but you get the photo directions so you can have them step-by-step, and I'm going to dry this real quick while I'm going. And you also get the supply list, those tracers, and reference photos. And some of my members are business owners. They do paint parties. So it's super easy for them to just take it, to grab and go. And we're all different people in the group. We all have different lives and different backgrounds and different experiences, yet everybody gets along so well. And they're very supportive. Sherry says, very laid back style, teaching style is for beginners. Yeah, that's me. I'm pretty, what you see is what you get. Okay. All right, let's go to our liner brush. So we're going to make a few more of the, actually, you know what? I might put a second layer on there. Let's do that real quick. I think I'm going to go to my liner brush now. So the liner is a little different than a detail. It's longer with those bristles, and you can kind of pull and the paint follows you as long as you have enough paint on there. Okay, so wet your brush, and then let's do some of this teal. So I put some teal on my brush, or that's, what is that one called? Turquoise from Folk Art. And you could just do them one by one, okay? Or you can put two colors on your brush. Let's just do one for now, and then we'll see. I'm notorious for having lots of paint on my brush, lots of colors. All right, so I'm going to just pick one side for right now and just go over top of that green. And it is blending a little bit. Marie says, I have a paint party this weekend and your designs are always a hit. That's wonderful, Marie. I'm so happy that you let me know. Makes me feel happy that I'm helping other people and it's working for you. So everything is broken down into bite-sized steps, so it's easy for me to translate into teaching mode. Cool. Okay, so that's what I did so far. It's looking better in that one little spot already, right? Okay, if you're just popping on, we are painting a record. Okay, so I'm going to do that in a few spots too. Maybe I'll alternate. I'll go on the inside with this blue. I'm going to go a little faster now. I'm not going to be super neat here. It's unnecessary. You could just, once you have it nailed down, basically you put your brush and do a flick. Okay, and then we're going to come over here. Ellen, this is in the paint club. It looks a little different. It is more, seriously, you guys. Okay, let me show you this while I'm looking for that, my original paint one. This is the Nutcracker, the Jolly Nutcracker. And he's going to be he is in the membership already, but if you join by Thursday, or sorry, by the 9th, I can't remember what day it is today. I think that's Friday maybe, or Saturday. By the 9th of November, you will get this, and he will stay in your library. Even if you leave the membership, he will still stay there. Okay, so he's super cute. Everybody seems to love him. This was the original I did in the membership. And you can see it's a little different. I'm not going to add red this time. I'm actually going to add some details with brown. And you could totally personalize this with different berries or different shapes of your brushes, different leaf styles. So you could add holly here. I just was keeping it a little more loose and trying to just keep it super easy. And if you hold your brush farther back, it's easier to have that fluidity and that looseness. All right, you know what I just realized when I'm doing every other, let's see. Yeah, I'm going to be off one. Bummer. Okay, how am I going to fix that? I'll have to alternate something a little bit. Let's see, what could I do? Maybe maybe I'll add a little bit of this color to the other one. Yeah, we'll do it that way. So I'll add a little bit less here. And I'll add a little bit on this side too. And it should balance out. I don't think anybody's going to be looking too closely, but if that bothers you, that would be something to plan out. Oh, thank you so much, Ellen. That is so kind of you. Yeah, I give you the step-by-step directions for this one. I give you the tracers. Actually, it wasn't much of a tracer. I think I had to trace a bowl. So this one is super easy to, just do on the fly. All right, so just adding a little bit of this turquoise color here and there, but a little bit less. And hopefully that balances out. Then let's go to any other color that you have. I'm going to try this. Which one is this one? This is that celery shoot. Okay, and I'll add a little more on this side, maybe a little white with this one. So celery shoot and white. And I don't bother rinsing off my brush for something like this. I just go for it. Okay, let's see, where am I at? There we go. Let's do the outside and then I will come back to the inside. Okay, so if you're just popping on, this is what we're painting. We're making a record painting. You can add a layer of gesso to the base, and then I did a layer of white with some brown to add a little more of a vintage look. Who thinks they might try this? Would you actually do this? And what do you think I should do? Should I hang it up? Should I keep it on my turntable? What should I do? If I'm having a party, I think it would be fun to have it going. Okay, let's see. And then I'll just check it overhead and see if I want to make any major switches here. Okay, so far we've used our fan brush, we've used our flat brush for the background, the fan brush, we've used the angle brush, and we've used the liner brush. And I'm looking at my sample there. Let's use our filbert. So this is the filbert. It has the little rounded top. Okay. And I'm going to dry this off. That's the only thing with the record. I think on a canvas, if you did this on a square canvas or something, it would dry a little faster. For some reason, the vinyl is keeping it from drying a little bit faster. Hey, Sarah. Yes, if you had a record player, it would be definitely a fun thing to have out, right? Nice that you guys can pop on and say hi. No, I changed my mind. I'm going to use my liner a little bit longer. So here's what I want to do. I want to water down my brown just a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to pull and twist, and then I'm going to make some more branches that are going to come out. So I will just come here, but I want to pull this and have it like be a little wavy and then a little whimsical. Okay, so I'm going to just keep on turning this. And then I'll pull and twist my brush so I have a lot of paint on there. And then I will come here and start, and just, it doesn't matter if you go over top of something, just go for it. Just act like it's not there. You just start and keep on going. Okay, so if you want to make fewer to start and then add more, you can, but just go ahead and add some. It doesn't matter how long they are. Just start going. You can always add to them and make them longer if you want. Spin dry, I love it. I'd like to try this if on a CD, Galen says. That's a good idea. I love it. What a great idea. Okay. Whoops, that one pulled in some gold. Actually, it looks very pretty. I think I have the gold here, so maybe that's a happy accident, right? I could just throw the gold on there. All right. Just try it and see what happens. I don't actually want to see all these details when I am done from underneath. I want them, they were messy and a little choppy, right? They were not beautiful, but when you layer everything like this, it starts to look really good. I love that joke, Teresa, spin dry. That's cute. All right. But do you see how that one got a little thicker there? If I want it to be more of a pointy end, I have to have enough paint on there and then kind of pull and twist as you get to the end. So I will add a little more water. It helps if it's a little more fluid. And just keep on going. All right, I think I made my way around. Now I can analyze. Do I want to make any of these a little longer? This one got really long. So I'll just start at the end there and then bring these in. But they don't all have to be the same length. And then you can also add a few branches to them as well. You could come from the base or come from out and to the inside. Don't overthink this. This is just to try it out and see what happens. So they will always look a little different than what I'm doing, what you're seeing, and there's nothing wrong with that. Okay. What do you guys think? Do I need any more or am I pretty good? And let me know what you've been painting lately. Go ahead and tell me what you've been painting. Have you painted stuff for fall or are you already into the holiday season? Okay, I think I like that. Maybe I see a little gap over here. Maybe some on the outside if I need. Okay, I'm going to look and do a quick check. And I'll just do a bit there. I think that's fine. Okay. That works, right? Okay, so now here we can go ahead and do a layer of, you see how this one has the rounder eucalyptus look? You can see here up close, they're not even connected to anything. You get the idea that they're a piece of a branch or a plant, but they're not always connected. They're connected here, but these little dots that I added, they're not connected to anything. And you see how these have two colors, the white and that turquoise? You can get that by putting both colors on your brush. So that's why I love when you just try something and experiment with it. You're going to get some fun results. Thanks, Barbara. Barbara, look at this cool record. Isn't that fun? I love it. Whoops, I'm sorry for bumping there. Okay, so let's use our filbert for a bit. So get that wet, and then you can use the flat side to get those rounder shapes. You could use the skinny side and push to get those narrower shapes. And they could be longer, they could be shorter. It just depends on how you apply the pressure on your brush and what you're doing there. So I will get a little bit of, let's do, I haven't used this one. I think this is pistachio. This is Pistachio Mint by Decor. So some of that green, and then let's do some of the turquoise. Okay, so I've got both on my brush, and I don't know how it's going to look exactly, but we're going to try doing the little bit, make it a little bit wider. Kathy says she's working on her Snow Happy right now, but we'll switch to Fall and Thanksgiving. Perfect. All right, so here we go. I'm just going to push. I'm not going to worry about those branches right now. I'm going to come around. So I'm just going to push, and then if it seems like I need a little more paint on my brush, I'll just grab more paint. So it doesn't look great, but we're just going to keep on adding some here and there. Okay, so cover up what is underneath, and you can just maybe space them approximately the same amount of space, and then you'll get a result that is a little more cohesive, that you might like, a little more pleasing. Okay, you could add numbers to them. Like I've got 5 now, I could add 7, but I'll just keep it at 5 right now. Okay, so I'm kind of looking maybe about here. It doesn't really matter if you cover up anything that is underneath. All right, and then let's do one here. That one I ended up with 6. Usually I do odd numbers. And then let's put one over here. Okay, so there's that. And then I'm going to take this brush. I'm not going to bother washing it. I'm going to take a little bit of that dark green on my brush, and I'm just going to make some little pulls with my brush. Okay, so just take some of that dark green while you have all this light color on there, if you like this look, and you can come to the outside. We can fill up that outside a little bit. This is just so much fun when you can just play with your paints, and you might get some blending here going on, but it's not going to hurt anything. With this, it's very loose and abstract, and it's just getting that feeling of this dreamy kind of look for your record. Okay, so where am I? Right here, let's say. And a little bit right here. It's funny how it changes every time. I'm trying to remember what I did last night when I made the record, painted the record there. Okay, I think we can do, let's do some of that. We'll do some of that white and celery shoot. Celery shoot. Let's put those both on the brush, white and celery shoot, and do some of those. If you want to have them right on the branch, you can just find a spot and just put them on either end, either side. Okay, so that's very light. It's going to be so subtle when you do something like that, but it adds to the overall look. You could just do the celery if you wanted. That would work too. I'll go down a little bit here. Okay, let's do, I've got a little bit too much paint on there right now. I think it's okay though. So if you are wondering about the membership, if you have any questions about that, just pop them in the comments there and I'll be glad to help you. If I don't see them now, I can answer them later. We are open through the 12th of November, officially open, and it's your chance to get in for a lot of painting fun. We have a really nice group, and if you have thought about starting to paint, you're not sure if you want to, if you like it or not, this just takes you step by step. It's all convenient for you. It's all easy to access. They're pre-recorded videos, so you can watch them anytime. And if you're a business owner, you can use those designs in your business, or you can use them for your, if you have a family gathering, that would be fun to paint with your family. You could really just, use it for so many purposes. Okay, so here's what we're making. Just a fun little idea. And I'm going to go ahead and show you how I'm going to use the splatter, and then we'll do some final dots, and I think we're going to be done. All right, so for the splatter paint, what I do is, you could grab any brush you want, but we're going to water down some white. Okay, so I'm going to just pull that white over here and water it down just a little bit. And then you can take another brush and then just tap onto it. And I kind of like it a little looser, so it's going to go somewhere. Right now it is just not doing what I want it to do. Okay, there we go. So I like this to be pretty rough. Hopefully it's not getting, oh, I did paint my record player. But if I get that off right away, it should be okay. Okay. Let me get some of this going on here. All right, and here's what that looks like. I don't know if you can see the splatter. Right there is a good view of it. And I love it. It just makes it look artsy and cute. And then finally, let's do some dots. I'm going to use the back of one of my brushes. It doesn't matter which one. Usually I go smaller and then see if I want to make it a bigger size. I'm going to start with this raw umber and just come in here, and I might need to pour some fresh. It needs to be kind of clumped in a little, like a new puddle. Sometimes it'll work a little bit better. Okay, so here we go. And you can just do like 2 or 3 dots and then come back and do some more. It doesn't have to be on a branch. You could have these elsewhere. I'm making some goopy paint messes here. That's okay. Since I have these branches that I painted in, I will go ahead and add them. If you wanted to use another color, what do you think would look good for a different color? What would you add? If you were going to do it, what colors would you add? Let me know in the comments. Would you do red, or would you do a different berry color? What do you think? All right, and then did I get, let's see if that's, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll do 7 of these. And then I'll do some kind of in the middle as well, and some on the outside. Does this seem easy to you, everyone? Let me know what you think. Or does it seem hard? Because all I did was do things step by step, and then I try to explain what I'm doing as I'm going. Red or white? Mercedes says red. Louise says red or white. Yeah, I like that. I could do some red in here, but let me try it with the white and then we'll see. Okay, so that brown helped make everything cohesive and have unity in the art. I'm going to do a few gold here and there. Okay, that's going to help also. It's very goopy. That's okay. I'm going to do a few gold. And this is so goopy, but I like this look. It's just giving me a random look. Okay, thanks for the input. I appreciate that. Red is always nice. I did show you, if you came on earlier, I showed you on black what that looks like. Okay, so you could do it on black, but I kind of liked the look of the white underneath to give it more of an ethereal look. So you could imagine, you could do this on a wood round. What am I doing? I'm trying to do the gold, I think. You could do this on a wood round. I did that for a wreath for somebody. It was a from one of my friends. She wanted one, so I did it. And then on the inside, I did the word peace, and it was this color scheme. It looked really pretty. What other words would you put inside? It would have to be something short, one word, something for the season. Okay, maybe I should have poured fresh gold, but I'm getting it like it's so goopy. It's like got a tail when I put it over here. It's okay. I like it. I'll put a few randomly on the outside. Seems easy. Yeah, it just might feel a little weird to use the brushes if you've never used them, but it's not hard to use a fan brush. It's just, you know, it might be a little different. Okay, and then let me add some white. Where's my white? Right here. Okay. So for the white, I'm going to mostly stick to the inside here, and you want to keep on dotting, you know, every 2 or 3. And you'll notice all I did was I kept on everything going in that direction, following around. So I don't have a lot of stuff coming back or anything. It's mostly just going in that one direction in a curve. Lots of layers here. And you can see it looks a little different than this one, but it's fairly close. You get the same idea. All right, let me know, should I put red in? Everybody let me know, red or some other color. Go ahead and put it in the comments, and then I will pick the winner. Not the winner, but I will pick the consensus and go ahead and add some red into this, or whatever color you pick. Anybody have a thought besides red? Let me know. Okay, I think we're okay with that. Maybe I should use a little more green. Did I use much of that bright green? I could throw a little green splatter in there too. No red, Teresa says. Let me try Deb says red. Jake or Jock says, love this. Thank you so much. I'm looking here what I did. It is simple and serene like this, right? So you could just stop here if you didn't want to do anything extra. I could put a little more of something, I think, but I don't want to overdo it because right now I think it feels done. Eggplant. That's an interesting idea. Let me see if I've got a mix. We could compromise here and do something in between the eggplant and red. Let me see what I have. I think I have a cranberry. That might be good. I've got, go ahead and tell me which one you like better. Do you like the, what is this? Alizarin Crimson? Or do you like the cranberry wine? Okay, those are the two. Put crimson or cranberry. Which one? Crimson or cranberry? Which one do you guys like better? Deep blue would look good, Ellen. That would be pretty. Cranberry, Benita says. Hey, Benita, nice to see you. We're working on finishing up a record that you could play at your holiday parties. Well, you wouldn't get to play it, but you could just have the turntable going, and that would be pretty fun, right? Okay, so I see crimson. I see 4 cranberries. Okay. I'll take one more. If there's one more cranberry I see, I will go ahead. You're not late. You can always watch the replay, Vanita. No worries. Okay, let's go ahead and do a little bit of cranberry. That's going to be dark enough that it's going to give us just a hint. And then I have to decide what I want to do for the shape. Let me think about this. Maybe I'll do a few. So I could just do like the dots, okay? And you can't really see that too much. It's sort of like the dark brown ones. I've got more cranberries. Okay, let's just do, let me look at this and see what I want to do. Let me do cranberry and white on my brush. And I want to just come in and just add a little bit of pink. So those two together, maybe it's too light. Let me see. That is pretty though. I'll show you just this tiny little spot. See right there? You guys like that? If I just do the cranberry, it's a little darker. What do you think? Darker or lighter? I kind of like the softer with this overall look, so I'm going to bring in a little bit of white just here and there. So I'll start with the cranberry. I'll just do a few little strokes, and then I'll add a little bit of white. You see how it's all about playing with your art, and are we liking how that's very subtle? You could mix both reds, you could do the blues. When you're creating art, it's really up to you what you want to do. Look how pretty that is. I think I like that. So if you were doing this, you could just grab, think about how you want it to look, and then grab the colors that you think would look good. You could test them out or just go for it. How hard would it be to paint over this if I don't like it? You know, it would be super easy. Okay, I already blended with the white there, so not a problem. Okay, get a little bit over here coming out, I think. It does change the look though, doesn't it? It makes it a little warmer. So you may or may not like it, but if you want it to look a little less neutral, more seasonal perhaps, this would be a good way to go. I think I went into the gesso just now, but it won't hurt it. Won't hurt anything. Let's do a little bit right here. I'm just barely touching the record. So we're just getting a little flavor of that cranberry, and it's not going to overwhelm it. And just so you know, if that green had been really wet and I'm putting the red on top of it, or the cranberry, it would probably neutralize it. So it would make it more of a neutral color. So I'm getting a little mixing here, but it's not anything major. I'm glad you guys like it. Thank you so much. All right, and as I'm finishing up here, if you didn't hear before, we are offering an early bird bonus for anybody who signs up for the Artsy Moon Paint Club by November 9th. And after that, you can still join through the 12th. But that early bird bonus will be in your library once you sign up, and that's for new members. Old members, you do have access to it already. All right. Should we give this a spin in a minute? We'll have to try it out on the turntable. Okay. And maybe I'll just do a little bit. I'll mix this with some gold. You know, I just can't stop, right? I just love playing with my paints. It's so much fun. We could just add a little bit either way. I don't want to go over those dots too much, but I'm just going to add a little bit of whimsy coming in the middle here. And I could do the same thing on the outside with that gold. Come in or out. Either way, it's probably easier to go out with that gold cranberry mix. Just some accent motion lines. All right, let's try it out. Okay, so this was the one I based it on. And as long as it's dry, I think we're good to go. There we go. Okay, so I hope you had fun with this. And if you have any questions about the membership, please let me know. Thank you for hanging out, and I will see you soon.